It's the 31st December, last day of 2020, and I'm just in from my last walk, and the sun is just setting now. And on my walk, I've just been having a few thoughts about plans for 2021, New Year's resolutions and things like that. So I've just come straight in here to the office, and I said I would share them directly with you. So today, as I said, is the end of the year. Tomorrow is the 1st of January, which is also my birthday. Traditionally, I'd like to go out on my birthday, and maybe that's a reason why I've never actually set a New Year's resolution. It's just been a thing that's I've never felt comfortable with. And I think part of the reason that I haven't felt comfortable with that is I keep seeing people making these like New Year's resolutions and then breaking them really quickly. And I've actually had a lot of discussions with gym owners about this kind of thing, how people decide that they're going to sign up for a gym in the first days of January, and come the end of February, those numbers start to dwindle down quite a lot. And that's something I never really wanted to happen to me. And so I look at this in a very different way. So for me, making plans for 2020 doesn't start with what can I do on the 1st of January. I look at what can I achieve in 2021. So this is what I did last year. I've had a brilliant year this year, despite everything that's happened. This is what I'm going to do again now this year for 2021. So the first thing is to review last year. And I know a lot of us would look back on 2020 and say, it's been a pretty shitty year, but I bet you if you take out the year and you write down the great things that happened and things you're really proud of, you'll be surprised to see how much good stuff there's actually in there as well. And that's the stuff we should concentrate on. That's the kind of thing we should keep our minds on when we're looking at planning at 2021, because we want to be in a positive mindset when we do this. And you'll see that, even in years that have been difficult, great things have happened as well. So for me, one of the great things that I had this year is that in 2019, there was one day where I missed my morning routine. So I have a routine that kind of sets me up for the day. There was one day I missed that because my brother-in-law stayed over in our house, and we stayed up drinking beers till 3 o'clock in the morning. In 2020, I can say today that I have a 100% record, which is something that I really strove hard to achieve this year. And I know there was a lot of days that I didn't want to get up at the time, and I felt like hitting the snooze button at 5:45 in the morning, but I didn't, and it's brilliant. It's a great feeling to know that I have achieved that 100% record now. But so that's one of the things that I'm proud of. But there's a lot of things I'm proud of from 2020, and so what I do is I write down that list. So that puts me in a positive frame of mind. And the next thing I look at is the 3 really important areas in my life. That's one of them is me. One of them is my family, and one of them is my business. Now, there are lots of other roles that I play, but they're the most important ones for me. Within those, I consider, which of those is the most important? And the most important in that is me, because if I don't look after myself, I can't look after my family, and I can't look after my business. So me is the most important, and that's the first place I'll go when I'm looking at planning 2021. So let me just take me as to start with that, because all the rest of them will be the same. So the next thing I ask myself is, what's really important when it comes to me for 2021? Because, if I decide, okay, I'm going to start going to the gym every day, whatever that might be, whatever that, or cut down on alcohol or stop eating cake or whatever that might be. But that's just a thing I could do. But what's really important about that? Like, what's the end game of that? Now, most of those things that I've mentioned, it's about being healthy. It's about being, fitter, maybe living longer, being healthier, being better able to manage your business, having more time for family and stuff like that. Could be that, right? But really, they're the important things, right? Not the fact that you go to the gym. That's just an element of that. That's a kind of a subset of that. So what are the really important things for you? What are the really important things for your family? And what are the really important things in your business? And then I consider, okay, well, look, if I was to be in this position at the end of 2021, what would I have liked to have happened so that I could say I am really proud of what I did in 2021? And so that's where I go to determine how I'm going to change and what my goals are going to be for the year. So rather than saying, okay, I'm going to stop eating cake on the 1st of January, I'm not going to consider the 1st of January. I'm going to look at the end of the year and say, well, what do I really want to have achieved? Who do I want to have become at that stage. And then I can work my way back. And then what I need to do the 1st of January then is a much smaller step, because it's a step on that 365-day journey to what it is I'm going to be proud of at the end of the year, if that makes sense. So just to recap on that, stepping away from the traditional New Year's resolution of just finding something or a number of things that you're going to stop doing or start doing, and looking at what it's going to really make me proud at the end of 2021 in those 3 areas. So me, my family, and my business. And the most important of those areas being me. Then what's really important in each of those, and make that my goal for the end of the year. And so when that becomes my goal, and my goal becomes as simple as that, then I can come back to the 1st of January and say, okay, well, what do I need to do today to start myself on that path? And then the whole of 2021 is then a journey to reach that point where I know I'm going to be really proud of what I've achieved in the year. So that's my way of not doing New Year's resolutions, but planning for the year. And I hope that you find that useful. I wish you a really, really happy new year and a brilliant, fantastic 2021, because I know that if you plan this way, it can be that for you. Thanks.